Hey guys, Sam here with Renaissance Firearms Instruction. In light of recent events, there's a lot of new gun buyers, and we just wanted to put a video out showing you what's available and what might be a good choice for you if you're a first-time handgun buyer. Today I'm going to go over the different characteristics of different kinds of handguns that you might find at your local gun store. Each different kind of handgun has different characteristics that might make it more suitable to different people. For this video, we're going to split the handguns into two main groups. We're going to have the semi-automatic handguns and the revolvers. We're going to break that down further into the different kinds of semi-auto handguns and revolvers. So for our semi-automatic handguns, we're going to be taking a look at two different kinds of handguns in essence. We're going to be taking a look at striker-fired handguns and hammer-fired handguns, like this here and this one over here. And we'll go into the differences between those kinds of handguns in just a little bit, but for now we're going to break it down by size. Right here you have what's considered a subcompact handgun, very small, usually for concealed carry. Over here you have a compact handgun, still good for concealed carry, maybe bordering on subcompact at this size, but just slightly larger in all, in magazine capacity and in size than the subcompact. Then we have a full-size striker-fired handgun and a full-size hammer-fired handgun. For revolvers, we have the double single action and the single action. Now, double action only does exist. I'm going to advise against that for a new shooter unless you absolutely need something very concealable, because generally those very small carry guns are going to be double action only. The double action only system is not very friendly to new shooters. It's very hard to take an accurate shot with a double action only trigger if you're just getting started. Okay, so for our subcompact pistol here, we have the Sig Sauer P938. This is a 9mm. Something that I do want to get across about the subcompact guns is that having a smaller gun is great for portability. It's great for being able to carry it around easily. It does not mean less recoil. For new shooters, that's a wide misconception, is that a smaller gun means less recoil, so you should get a smaller gun as your first gun. That's not true. A smaller kind of ammunition, so a 9mm, has less recoil than a 45. You can get a 45 of this size and it's going to have a lot more recoil than a bigger gun that shoots 9mm. Subcompact handguns vary in the amount of ammunition that they can carry in the magazine. This particular firearm has a single stack magazine, which means you're going to have less ammunition in the firearm. Double stack options do exist. The Sig P365 and the Springfield Hellcat come to mind, very popular models these days. But one of the limiting factors of a subcompact handgun is ammunition capacity. You're going to have a shorter barrel, which is going to make it a little bit more difficult to shoot the firearm accurately. For our compact handgun, we have the FNS 9C here. Compact handguns have a few distinct advantages over subcompact handguns. Usually, it will be their ammunition capacity. This particular magazine will only hold 12 rounds, which some subcompacts can achieve now, but it can take up to 18-round mags. Now, another reason the compact might be a little bit better for someone just starting out shooting is because you're going to have even just a little bit more barrel length over the subcompact. That little bit of barrel length really does make a difference when you're trying to shoot accurately. Another advantage of a compact handgun versus a subcompact is recoil. The bigger the gun is, as far as the size of the gun itself and not the caliber, the less recoil you're going to have generally. Having a larger grip on the compact handgun versus the subcompact handgun does let you get a better grip on the firearm and control the recoil a little bit easier. So here we have our full-size striker-fired handgun. Some advantages of a full-size gun in general are going to be barrel length is going to be easier to shoot accurately, and the overall size of it and the full grip that you get is going to be better for recoil control. Another added benefit is going to be capacity. This particular firearm, the Sig P320X5, comes standard with 21-round double-stack magazines. So 21 rounds is a lot, and that's one more benefit of having that full-size grip. Here we have our full-size hammer-fired handgun. This is also 9mm. and this is a Beretta M9A3. One of the benefits of having a metal frame on your handgun is going to be additional weight, which helps with recoil, and also sturdiness. It's going to be a lot harder to crack the frame on something like a metal handgun than a plastic frame. Not that you're going to be cracking frames that easily anyways on any handgun that you get, but just something to consider. Another benefit of having an all-metal handgun is that a lot of these are somewhat older designs, so a lot of them still include safeties on either the frame or the slide, where the one on this Beretta is. And that could be something that is interesting to you as a new shooter. Generally, polymer striker-fired handguns are not going to have external safeties. Some of them you can buy with the safety as an option, but newer designs just tend not to have external safeties.
Here you see the double action pole on the M9A3 versus the shorter, crisper single action pole, followed by the consistent light single action trigger pole of the SIG P320X5.
So here we have our double single action revolver. This is the Taurus M65. It's a 357 Magnum N38 Special revolver. So some advantages of having a double single action mechanism in your revolver are going to be rate of fire. You generally can get more shots off in a quicker period of time with a double action pole than you can with a single action pole. Another advantage of a gun like this M65 is that it takes both 38 Special and 357 Magnum. So the 38 Special is going to be a lower recoil round and it's great for target shooting. The 357 Magnum is going to be a better defensive round. So for our single action revolver, we have the Heritage Rough Rider in .22 long rifle. This is a great example of a fun recreational gun, probably not something you want to defend yourself with, but some merits of the single action system, even though it's a little bit antiquated, are going to be, accuracy that you can achieve with one of these guns might be a little bit better than on a double action gun, because the trigger is going to be a little bit of a lighter pull on your single action revolvers, and also you're going to tend to have a longer barrel, which is going to help a lot with accuracy as well.
Again, you can see the longer, heavier trigger pull for the double action pull on the M65 versus the shorter, lighter single action trigger pull. The trigger pull on the Heritage Rough Rider is light and crisp, allowing for very accurate shooting. Since it's a single action revolver, the Rough Rider's hammer must be brought back every time the shooter pulls the trigger. While not really viable for self-defense, the Heritage Rough Rider represents a great choice for a recreational firearm. .22 long rifle ammunition for the Rough Rider is inexpensive, plentiful to find, and very light on recoil. While revolvers still do represent a viable option for self-defense, the ammunition capacity, light recoil, and ergonomics of many semi-automatic 9mm handguns makes them very difficult to beat for new shooters. Something that may not be so evident to new handgun buyers is the importance of quality ammunition. The ammunition provided for this video by Black Hills Ammunition and Remington are both great examples that can be relied on for dependable range and defensive use.
Okay, so I hope you guys learned something, and if you have any further questions, please don't hesitate to leave a comment below, and like and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content like this coming up in the near future. See you guys on the range.
This video was filmed at CGG Range and Training Complex near Asheboro, North Carolina. If you're looking for a great range to shoot at, CGG Range and Training Complex can provide top-notch facilities. They also regularly hold all kinds of matches.